Hello, this is Kate Miller-Heidke, and you're at Popularity.
Can you talk a bit about the artistic growth that you've experienced throughout the initial creation until now?
It's been interesting, I think, touring, particularly the last year, outside of Australia. First of all, getting to play to new audiences who are hearing my music for the first time and rediscovering the songs through their ears. And also stripping back a lot of the songs into acoustic versions, which we had to do out of necessity because I couldn't afford to bring the entire band to the US and Canada and tour everyone around. And the songs have slowly morphed and settled into their own little acoustic groove, and that has been, that I guess artistically, growth speaking, that's kind of where I'm feeling drawn to that side of things now, the acoustic elements of what we've been doing, and using silence and using just, having more freedom to play with dynamics.
Of everyone that you worked on the album with, who taught you the most valuable lesson, and what was it?
Well, it's been interesting, I guess, because the album's already been out for nearly 2 years in Australia. And I think you learn more, well, in my experience anyway, I've learned more after it's been released, in the months afterwards, when you start to really reflect on the process, and you're not, from outside, you gain a lot of perspective. And I think the thing that I've learnt most about recording is not to listen too much to other people's opinions. Basically, it's like the too many cooks philosophy, and it's definitely true. I think when it comes to art, you can listen to what other people have to say to a certain degree, but ultimately, the more opinions that you take to heart, the more watered down the end result is. So I'm looking forward to putting that principle, even more into practice on the next record.
Have you found that the songs have grown? Each time you play them, do you find that the songs grow?
Yeah, they definitely get better after you play them live. And as I say, like, stripping them back to their acoustic form, the bare bones of the songs. Some songs shine more than others, and it's an interesting process. It's part of me that wishes I could go back and re-record the album now with the songs in their current form, but I guess, that's just part of making music.
Can you provide some insight into your creative process? What is that like? How do you take inspiration and channel it into your music?
Well, I think discipline, it plays a big part. It's probably not the coolest thing to say, and it's certainly not how I used to feel. I used to feel that, inspiration was a pure channeling of something else that was speaking through me, and I think more and more that it's about discipline and having deadlines, and obviously soaking up as much as you can, and going to see live music. I mean, music is probably my biggest inspiration, other people's music.
I wanted to throw out a couple song titles and get your initial thought. First of all, Can't Shake It.
I think, well, we wanted to write a dance song that was about not being able to dance, because all the songs that we heard on the radio at that time were about dancing, and we found that quite dull, so we thought we could somehow invert that whole trend, and And once we'd written the line, I execute the moonwalk like I stepped in shit. That was the turning point for the song. We knew it was a keeper.
What about Supergirl?
That Supergirl is about it. Well, Kia had a great bed for it and a great kind of a great riff for the chorus, and he had the title, in fact, and then I went off to write the lyrics, and at the time I was obsessed with this blog written by an Australian journalist called Miller-Heidke, and the blog was called Reasons You Will Hate Me, and I spent many nights trawling through the archives of that blog, and so when I was thinking about Supergirl, she was the first person who sprang to mind. So yeah, the song is about her, and it contains references to her blog, her liking the Beastie Boys and sex toys, and she was very lovely about it. She wrote me a lovely postcard after the song came out, and we've met a couple of times since then, and she's one of my she's someone who makes me very proud to be an Australian, I guess. She's one of my favourite people to read and listen to and watch.
What is it about music that drives your passion, though?
What is it about music? I guess, well, firstly, it's the only thing I can do, so I don't really have any choice, because I don't have a backup plan. But there are lots of things that I like about it. I like how when you get a whole bunch of people in a room who all like the same music, that you get a real sense of community from that, more so than most things. Nowadays, people used to get it from going to church, and that certainly doesn't happen anymore. But when you just spend some time in the company of other people who share similar tastes and values to you, I think that's what I like as a punter. I like feeling like I'm in on something, and sharing it with other people. And music is, it's just unquantifiable. It changes your mood, which is a very powerful thing.
Is there anything in particular that you're trying to open people's minds up to with your music?
No, when I first started writing as a teenager, I was very much into folk music of the 60s and 70s, and I staunchly believed that music should have a message, and but I haven't felt that way for quite a long time, and I just want to keep writing music that challenges me, and I hope that people like it, but I'm not writing it with the intention of changing anyone's mind about anything.
What would you say are some of your most significant musical moments that have kind of influenced your journey as an artist?
Well, particularly with talking about this album, we opened up for Cyndi Lauper when she came to Australia, and rediscovering her music. And towards the end of her set, she came over to side of stage where I was standing, and she went, "Hey, you want to come on and sing Girls Just Want to Have Fun with me?" And standing on stage with Cyndi Lauper singing Girls Just Want to Have Fun, that was quite a moment for me, unforgettable really. And that happened just before we went into the process of making Curiouser, and so she was a big inspiration, just her experimental spirit and fearlessness.
Any final words or anything you'd like to say to the readers of Popularity?
I love Canada, and I can't wait to come back. I had the best pancakes of my life yesterday, so that will be something to dream about a few months before we're back here.